We're talking about Kai Cenat.
Ah, Kai Cen. Two-time streamer of the year. Can't seem to stay out of the headlines these days.
Definitely gets people talking. And this time it's for a really short video that blew up on, what is it, just yesterday? On X, I mean.
Yeah, X. Formerly Twitter, for those who haven't quite adjusted. It was March 12th when this 28-second clip hit, and people have been buzzing ever since. We even have a Sportskeeda article, fresh from today, March 13th, breaking down some of the fan reactions.
So we got the video, we've got the reactions, that's what we're deep diving on today, trying to get a clear picture of what went down and what people are saying.
Should be interesting. You know, sometimes these online things can be pretty fleeting, but this one seems to have really stuck.
Yeah, for sure. So, maybe let's start with this video. 28 seconds, you said. What exactly are we looking at here? What happens?
Okay, so the video shows Kai Cenat, he's outside a bathroom door, knocking, calling out to his friend, RaKai. Yeah, and the Sportskeeda article mentions that RaKai is, get this, 16 years old.
60. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so RaKai answers from inside the bathroom, you know, saying he's, well, I'll just quote it directly, taking a sight. And then one of Cenat's buddies, they open the bathroom door. You just get a quick glimpse of RaKai in there.
Oh, man. So they just, like, open the door on him.
Yeah, and right after that, it looks like Cenat grabs RaKai's phone and shows it to the camera.
Okay, so that's the whole thing. Just opening the door, the phone, 28 seconds.
Yeah.
Gone viral.
Pretty much. And from there, the reactions have been, well, let's just say there's been a lot of them. The article points out some strong negative reactions, some really interesting concerns people have raised.
Let's get into that. What were people saying? What were some of the main issues they had with the video?
Well, one of the first responses that really jumped out was from an X user.
Right.
Their handle was, well, it was at Jizz, and they called Cenat's behavior disgusting, straight up. But what's interesting is that they tagged Nike and Twitch in their post, even like went out of their way to include related accounts.
Nike and Twitch. Why tag them specifically?
Yeah, that's what's interesting. It seems like they wanted those platforms, you know, the ones associated with Cenat, to take notice, maybe hoping for some kind of action or response from them.
Interesting. So not just calling out Cenat himself, but kind of trying to hold the brands he's connected with accountable to.
Yeah, like maybe suggesting they should reconsider their association with him after this. It shows how, in a way, these public figures, they're not just answerable to their fans anymore. It's a much wider circle now.
Yeah, makes sense. So it wasn't just a, you know, boys will be boys kind of thing for some people. They saw it as something that could affect his public image and those brand deals. What else stood out to you in the negative reactions?
Right. It definitely wasn't just brushed aside. Another X user, this one with the handle at @sick, they brought up a point that I thought was really interesting.
Okay, what was it?
Well, they were worried about the younger viewers. They said that this video, showing what they called 3 grown men entering on a 16-year-old in the bathroom, that it could send the wrong message to kids.
So, like, teaching them it's okay to barge in on someone's privacy like that.
Exactly. Like, even if it was meant to be funny, it could normalize that kind of behavior, especially when you think about how many younger people follow Cenat.
That's a really good point. I mean, there's a big difference between, you know, joking around with your friends and potentially setting a bad example for a huge audience.
Right, the impact is way bigger when you're a streamer with that kind of reach. And, you know, it's not the first time something like this has happened in the streaming world. There were even people comparing it to that situation with Dr. Disrespect a while back.
Dr. Disrespect. Oh, you mean when he got banned from Twitch for filming in a public bathroom?
That's the one. This X user at AbuseJuiceX, they specifically brought that up. It's like they were saying, hey, this has happened before and there were consequences.
Makes sense. So people are kind of drawing a line saying, hey, this isn't acceptable, and we've seen platforms take action in the past.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of, you know, holding streamers to a certain standard, especially when privacy is involved. But it wasn't all negative, like you said before. There were definitely people who came to Cenat's defense.
Oh, right. The article mentioned that too. What were those folks saying? What was their take?
Okay, so one user at Cortiolo, they just flat out said the whole thing was normal. Like, big brother shit. Implying it was just typical behavior between friends, maybe even a bit of a, you know, affectionate ribbing.
So more of a guys being dudes sort of thing.
Exactly. And another user at RHLMV, they called it Ray-Uniced, like suggesting it's just normal stuff that happens between friends in New York. They even said people needed to stop trying to cancel Kai Cenat.
Cancel Kai Cenat. Wow. So it's really interesting how people are interpreting this so differently. Some see it as a huge issue. Others see it as just, well, normal.
Yeah, it's almost like there are different Sets of rules depending on who you are and who you hang out with. What might be considered totally inappropriate in one context could be seen as completely harmless in another.
It really makes you think, right?
Yeah.
About those different perspectives and how they clash online. But then there's this other thing the article mentions, totally separate from the bathroom video. It's about Kai Cenat and PewDiePie.
Oh, yeah. That was a bit of a head-scratcher at first, seeing it in the same article, but it happened a little while ago, actually. February 28th.
Oh, so almost a month before this whole bathroom thing blew up.
Right. Cenat was talking with Lil Rodney's son, and he basically said he couldn't see how PewDiePie got so popular. He even, he used some pretty strong language, actually.
What did he say exactly?
The quote in the article is, "This may be an L take, and I apologize in advance, but I couldn't see how Nias got into PewDiePie. I'm sorry." I'll be honest, that might be an L take, though.
Wow. Okay, so completely different subject matter, different context, but still, it's Kai Cenat saying something that's bound to get people talking.
Yeah.
I mean, PewDiePie, he's like a legend in the YouTube world.
Right. It's like, no matter what he says, it's gonna make waves. And I guess this article included it to show that he's kind of prone to sparking these online discussions.
Like, he's just a lightning rod for controversy, whether it's intentional or not. So, with this bathroom video causing such a stir, has Kai Cenat himself addressed it at all? Has he said anything?
As of when this Celebrpedia article was written, it looks like he hadn't. The article mentions he was live on Twitch, but hadn't commented on the situation at all.
So as of right now, we're left wondering what he's thinking, what his take on it all is.
It's pretty common for creators to, stay silent during these online storms. Sometimes they wait it out, sometimes they address it head on. It's a tough call.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, especially when you have a huge audience hanging on your every word.
And when every word can be, clipped, shared, analyzed.
So let's try to sum this all up. We have this 28-second video of Kai Cenat and his friend RaKai. It went viral, sparked a ton of different reactions. Some people outraged, some saying it's no big deal. There were even comparisons to other streamers getting banned for similar stuff.
Yep. And then there's this whole other thing about Cenat and his comments on PewDiePie, which just shows how much attention he gets, good or bad.
And through it all, Kai Cenat himself has remained silent, at least for now.
Exactly. It's a lot to unpack, but it really makes you think, what does this all mean? This whole incident, the reactions, the silence, it feels like it says something about where we are online, how we interact, what's acceptable.
It's definitely food for thought. This whole idea of online behavior, the responsibilities of creators, especially those with young fans, it's a conversation that's not going away anytime soon.
Especially with someone like Kai Cenat who, well, let's just say he keeps things interesting.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, everyone, that's our deep dive for today. Until next time.